everybody, my name is Salime Diaz and today's video is going to be about essays. So I'm going to explain the writing process based on a example that I made by myself, and I'm going to show it step by step. Here we can see the first step, the writing plan of a topic. Sometimes you have to make an essay and you don't know where to start. So this is a very good chart that you can make and clear the stuff you want to talk about. So first we have the topic, and you can ask yourself, what would I write about? And I was thinking, and I decided my trip to Disney World. My purpose, why am I writing? Well, I think to share my experience of a trip with my family to a special and magical place that made us closer. After that, you're gonna think about the audience. Who will read this? Well, it's about my family trip. So I said, families who are interested in living a beautiful adventure. Then the form. What form works best for my topic? So I'm gonna talk about my experience of an amazing trip. So I said narrative and a little bit informative. Next, the controlling idea. What is this mainly about? To learn how I can see the world as something magical and live this with the people I love most. A very important part is the voice and tone of the essay you're gonna write. And you can ask yourself, what attitude and feelings do I want to write and to express? I thought funny, love to your family, joyfulness about traveling, and see magic everywhere. I'm sure this chart will help you a lot to understand your topic and what you want to talk about. This was step number 1. Remember that when you're thinking about what topic am I going to talk about? Well, you have to think really careful, and you have to pick a subject that you really know about. Like, for example, in my opinion, I really don't know about football. And if I say I want to do an essay about football, there's not going to be a lot of things to talk about because I really don't know about it. So you have to be very careful in that case. And now we have step number 2. This is the next step to get more into the topic you choose. Well, here in the name you can see that you have number 5. So you have 5 questions: who, what, where, when, and how. If you know the answers of these 5 questions, your essay is going to be easier to make. With the question who is this about? My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and I. That's my case because I was talking about my trip to Disney World. And I just answered the second question, that is what. What's my topic? What am I talking about? The trip to Disney World. Where? Orlando, Florida, because it was the place that we went to. When? When was exactly? December 2019. How? In my case is how I did this amazing trip. So it's going to all these amazing parks that you can get on all the games, shows, and have a lot of fun and enjoy it. We finished step number 2. Now we go to step number 3. The topic outline. Now that you understand your topic, all the points, now you can do like a little sketch that is called topic outline to make your intro, your body, and your conclusion. It's important for you to know that in the intro, you're gonna be persuading that person that is reading your essay. That introduction is gonna catch that person to read more about it, to get more enthusiastic. Well, of course, it depends of the topic you choose and the tone you choose. In my case, that is a trip to Disney World, and I want everyone, all the families, to know how a trip can be so amazing, I need my intro to be like very positive and happy and entertaining. You can see here on my example that I have my intro and I wrote, we planned this trip a month before, it was a sort of a moment thing. And that was my main idea of my intro, and that I put number, well, A and B, that it means like the two ideas that I have on my intro. So in A, I wrote, we were very excited because it's been 2 years since we went to Disney, and we always went once a year. And B is, the five of us love to travel. I had just returned from my 2 year exchange year, and we always need a family getaway. This is a very good way to get organized because now you know what's your intro going to be about. Then we get to the body part. We have two body parts. The first one, you're gonna have A, B, and C. I know that I'm gonna talk about a trip that I made, so I decided to make this essay as a chronological way. Okay, so I have my body part, that is, I wrote first Park, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios, and you can see A and B. It was definitely a great idea to start with an Animal Kingdom. It's a very magical park with many family shows. And B, Hollywood Studios was something special for everyone, most of all for my brother who loves Star Wars. We took a lot of family pictures. You see that in this body, I wrote about these two parks that was the next step of knowing that we were going to Disney and how it was wonderful for us. We have letter C, and it says, of course, there is also Disney Springs, which is beautiful to go at night and walk around with the family and have dinner together. Enjoy the live shows. We try to get as much as we can. That was the next thing I did after A and B. That's why it's on a chronological way. And I'm trying to say and explain that place and how good it was for us and all the things you can do to enjoy it. Later on, we have the second body, that the main, well, thing that I'm going to talk about is we did some shopping in Orlando, and the two last parks we went. And on A and B, you see that I talk about shopping in malls and in the outlets, and because we wanted to rest of the parks. And on B, we talk about the two parks, that is Epcot and Magic Kingdom, and how amazing it was. Finally, we have our conclusion, that is how we enjoy it. All the amazing stuff was worth it. And well, the last thing you want to say, so I wrote, Disney is always an amazing trip for us. It's the best ever and unforgettable. And A, you can see that we say that we love it, and on B, that it changed our lives. Yay, we finished step number 3. But before going to step number 4, I want to give you some advices of the organization, the tone, all of that, so you can now know how you're gonna make your essay. It's a very important question that you need to ask yourself. How thoughtful and interesting is your writing? Because remember that your writing has to engage the reader with the meaningful ideas or claims and that you're presenting to him, like appropriate to the audience, and how's your purpose going to be, and the type of writing you're taking. Now you have to develop your ideas. Of course, it depends, like how's your essay. For example, my essay is narrative, so sometimes they ask you on this part like statistics, but mine is more like I'm narrating a thing that happened to me. That's more for an informative essay, and you can have examples of facts, details, and explain your reasons, and have emotions and logic. It's very important to know what type of writing you're using. argumentative or informative or narrative. The narrative is the one that I choose because I was focusing more on a thing that happened to me, a sequence of events. Then the informative is more like to focus, but like explain your central idea or your thesis. And then the argument is you focus more on the defense that you are on your position and or argue about something. The voice and the tone is a very important thing that you have to have all the time in your head, so you can engage that person that is reading your essay. So you need to ask yourself, does the writing has a clear voice and it's the best style for the type of writing you're using? Because if you are having an essay that informs people of something, but you're taking it to another way, that's not a correct way to engage someone. Your organization of your essay is very important. So you need to ask yourself, does the writing has a clear structure, and is it appropriate for the writer's audience? How's your purpose, and how's your type of writing? For your focus, it's like how clear does the writing presents a central idea or climb, and the unity is like how well does everything got together. So this is the last tip I'm gonna give you to start writing your own essay. But first, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are the sentences written correctly in your essay? Do they have the good punctuation, and the spelling, is it correct, and the capitalizations? You have to think about it, and you have to see all your mistakes. So that's why we get to number 4. Step number 4 is the draft of your essay. You're gonna write your essay, all the stuff you have on your mind, and then after writing it, you need to correct all the misspelling words, all the points you missed, or the extra points you made, all that stuff, all the corrections. You're gonna do it right now. This is my essay. First, I wrote my name, the English class, and the topic that is trip to Disney World. You can see that I wrote it, and I did and correct a lot of mistakes, but it's super normal. It's just for you to get to know them, and after you correct them, you can just make your essay. Here we have the body part, and I wrote on the 2 bodies that I have, and the main ideas and all the structure that we did before. But right now I create all my spell words and the punctuation. Yay, we made it! With all these steps that I give you, you can do this amazing essay. And it's true, all this is worth it. If you don't have any clue how to start an essay, how to write an essay, just follow these steps, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna make it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you all, and I hope you understand everything. And I was trying to be very clear in everything. And so see you in the next video.